a member of one of the most famous families in the entertainment business. Now, just days before opening arguments are set to begin in the trial against Dr. Conrad Murray, the man accused in the death of Michael Jackson. One of the King of Pop's brothers is speaking out. His new book is titled, "You Are Not Alone, Michael, Through a Brother's Eyes." Please welcome Jermaine Jackson.
Amazing.
Welcome.
You smell great.
Jermaine, so this trial of Dr. Murray is just days away from beginning. Everyone knows he was your brother's personal physician. And I just want to remind everybody, you know, he is basically standing trial because he's accused of giving a lethal dose of a powerful anesthetic called propofol the night that Michael died. This trial is going to be televised. There's going to be a lot of media attention. How are you bracing yourself for what's going to happen?
That's a good question. Well, the family is we're being strong. We're hoping that we get not closure, but get some answers to a lot of questions that we've had.
Like what questions?
It was just not one time that they were doing this to him. It was over a period of times, and they were giving him this propofol, which wasn't...
You say they. Do you mean there's more than Dr. Murray?
Well, these are
opinion?
questions that we have only because the surveillance tapes were erased at the home. And at the same time, yeah, and propofol it's okay if it's in the right hands, but Dr. Conrad Murray wasn't an anesthesiologist, he's a cardiologist, so it became lethal, and Michael had symptoms that he's never had before. So it just wasn't one night. It was over a period of time because we had eyes and ears into those final rehearsals of This Is It that you didn't see from the video or the film you saw.
Well, you write in your book that his health was deteriorating for the last few weeks of his life.
That's because of these symptoms that they were giving him. But prior to that, he was very healthy. He was looking forward to these shows. He was dancing 4 hours a day with Lavelle Smith, and he was doing well.
Well, what did you just refer to? We didn't see in the movie these tapes. What are you referring to?
No, I'm speaking of the This Is It movie you saw.
Right.
What I've done in the book is gave you eyes and ears into some of those rehearsals because they're trying to say this happened over one night. It was a period of time that they were giving him this because his body was becoming toxic. And there were symptoms, which I mentioned in the book, he didn't know right from left. He was repeating himself. He was just have his body very cold, half very warm, and things. These are symptoms of being toxic from this propofol.
Is there footage that exists of this deterioration you speak of that just got left on the edit room floor?
It probably is, but there's so many questions we have. There's so many questions we have because we had eyes and ears there, and they gave us the 411.
So can I ask you a question too? Did you feel like there needed to be any kind of intervention, or were you worried? Like, did you? I think I had heard that you tried to do that before. Was there anything near his death?
That was in 2002 for Demerol, but that's not what killed my brother. And that was for pain, because he had such pain from the Pepsi burn, and then he fell in Munich, and the hydraulics gave way in his back, but that's not what killed my brother.
Now, do you feel any, responsibility as his brother? Do you feel, any guilt? Not that you should, but I think sometimes that's a natural response.
No, I feel as a brother that it's very important to document the truth, and that's why this book was written, to let the world know who my brother was, who this family is. We're family from Indiana. Family was most important to us. And the fact that there's been so many things written about our family, starting to write this book, I got a chance to examine all these books that were out. I couldn't believe the lies, because we never read this stuff. When it was coming out, just total lies, because they were being guided by the media, the sensationalism and all those crazy things.
So, Jermaine, who do you think is accountable for Michael's death?
That's the question, but we do know that there's negligence from Dr. Murray, and the fact that why were tapes erased? This is a homicide investigation. Nothing should have been erased. So there's somebody that they didn't want to see coming in and out the house during that time. And the question is, Michael was not a drug addict. Michael, whether he asked for propofol, it was to sleep. You trust your doctor. Your doctors, he takes an oath to take care of you, not to take your life.
We'll have more with Jermaine Jackson when we come right back.
Don't miss the toughest clogs faster than ever, guaranteed.
We're back with Jermaine Jackson. Jermaine, what's the meaning of the title of your book, You Are Not Alone? Do you believe Michael was alone in his life?
No, it's just that him being gone now, I kind of felt that was a very good title because we were so close, and wherever he is, we were just letting him know that we feel him, we're with him.
Aw,
Yeah.
isn't that a title of one of his
Yes,
songs?
yes.
Yeah.
And-
That's so cool.
And then in the book, you still stand behind him in terms of sharing his bed with children at Neverland. And I know there's some people that disagree with that. So why do you think that's normal behavior for a grown man?
I'll explain to you. Michael gave his bed to not just the little boys, their mothers, their daughters, and he slept on the floor. And see, you have to look at the fact that he was this child who grew up in a house as small as a two-car garage, and we all slept in bunk beds. So psychologically, he's just replaying that through his mind. He looked at kids from a child's eyes, and adults looked at him from adult eyes, and they had a problem with it. We all had sleepovers when we were young, and nothing came across about abuse. It was the way we were raised, the old-fashioned standards.
That's more, but that's more cultural. I don't think people understand that.
Yeah.
You know, in our community, you got play cousins,
Yeah.
you got step cousins, you got, you know, friends that you bring over and the family adopts them. Can you just explain, you know, what was the difference between that and someone that he didn't know, he just invited over?
Well, these are people who became close to him. And they never once said that he tried to seduce the mother who got gifts from him, as well as the daughter. And there were many, many, many other cases, hundreds of people sleeping there, and they trusted Michael with their kids. It's just these things were motivated because of money. There were 2 cases that they picked out, and they knew all the facts that are written in the book, which is chapter 17, which is called Body of Lies. It explains everything clearly. And the media knew the difference, but they didn't want to report it.
Jermaine, another point you make in your book is that your parents stressed the family sticking together. But it's no secret that at some points you and Michael were estranged. Why?
Well, it's like this. We're brothers. And if I have a beef with Michael like anybody else, it blows up. But sometimes they get on my nerves, I get on their nerves. It's just brothers. But,
I hear you.
But the bottom line is this. We came out to Hollywood as a tree, and my father fought so hard to keep us together. The parable of the tree. They're the root system, and we're the different branches. Hollywood did not look at the tree for its beauty. They looked at the tree for individual branches, for their own selfish greed. And that was my father's fight, to keep us together. And that was the most important thing, the parable of the sticks in the book. He put 5 sticks together, he couldn't break them. Took one, he broke it. He said, this is you guys if you don't stay together.
Can you share anything like specifically that happened between you and Michael that kind of drew you apart a little? Or...
No, there were just times when we just didn't see eye to eye on things, because I wanted him to not get so far away from the family because of the success. And so we had meetings and stuff, and I said, listen, I'm just not here because of me. It's Rebe, Jackie, this one and that one. And we need to be close because the success with the Thriller album and this and that, all those things, and then it brought on all these other people who wanted to become his brothers, his sisters, his mother, his father. That's what my concerns were.
But you all, you know, very close-knit family, you know, very tight. I mean, to me, you got some great, you know, holiday memories, even though, you know, you're Jehovah's Witness. I'm gonna tell you, I gotta give it up to you. Because I don't know what other family of Jehovah's Witnesses could make the greatest Christmas album in the history of mankind.
we grew up as Jehovah's Witnesses, but Michael and I used to really love Christmas. And we used to look out the window when we were young and watch the snow fall and look at the neighbors, how homes that were lit up with Christmas, and we couldn't have it because of the religion. We didn't understand it, so we started singing Jingle Bells, and he'd be making harmony with me on Jingle Bells, and that's what led to that whole feeling of Neverland being lit up all the time because of not having it.
He was a musical genius. Jermaine Jackson, thank you so much. Thank you for coming. Jermaine's book, You Are Not Alone, is in stores now, and everyone in our studio audience is going home with a copy.